the video.
The machine. This is National Park. This tree may have been cut down recently. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 400 years old, maybe. I can really smell the pureness of this tree. Wow.
There you go.
Is that a photo?
No, it's a video.
Oh no, photo, please.
See what I find?
See?
Okay.
So that's a clear giveaway that the tree was going to die.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how many of these beetle menace attacks on the bark, and then how far could the beetle penetrate into?
They only need to go into the cambium,
Okay.
which is the living layer.
Living layer.
And the cambium is also what transports the nutrients.
Which is this
Those
portion?
those are called the beetle galleys.
Galleys.
That's what the beetles eat.
Oh, and once they get into, which is a live portion of the tree.
It disrupts the flow of nutrients to the top of the tree.
Oh.
And that's why it eventually dies, because
Gosh.
the living portion of it is overwhelmed by the beetle. So if it had not been a drought,
Yeah.
normally these trees can survive beetle attack,
Right.
but
There was not enough water going.
Right.
And that's what lives on these trees.
and the tree was not able to produce enough pitch
Yes.
to fight off the attack.
Wow.
So that's why so many died. See, here's another.
Gosh. And this
another-
is sort of like
another-
sap. That.
It is sap.
Okay.
That's what it is.
And then it solidifies as
Yep.
it
And that's what the tree does to try to stop.
stop any
invasion.
more invasions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they got overwhelmed
wow.
because of the drought. See, here's some more.
So once they have gone through the bark, once they get in through the bark, they get into that between the bark and the main
And that's the cambium. That's the
cambium,
living layer.
living layer.
And they disrupt the flow of
Flow
nutrients.
of nutrients into the entire tree.
Yep. And that's eventually what kills them.
Wow.
It's not an immediate process. It
Yeah.
takes several years to kill the tree by beetle attack. But those several years, in this case, recently in California, was combined with the drought.
With the drought. Wow. I mean, these trees stood here for thousands, millions of years.
No,
but-
hundreds.
Hundreds.
Because this is sugar pine.
Oh, sugar pine, not the sequoia.
Yeah. So you could count the number of rings
Which from
the center.
the center.
And you could determine the
So
age.
how can you could I determine from there to there is a year?
Yes.
Okay. And when it's closer and narrower, is that means a drought or
Slower
is it
growing.
okay? So that'd be a drought or some sort
Yeah.
of an effect on the environmental conditions.
Right. And another trend, look, they grow very fast when they're young.
yes.
And as they get older and older, you see how the growth rings are smaller and smaller?
Absolute fine.
Very fine
Yeah.
in its more recent decades.
Sure. Is that because of a lot of our influences of changes in climate and changes
no.
in the environmental conditions? And
I think it's just the way they grow naturally. When you're young and vibrant, you
sure,
grow
just as a
real fast.
human being,
Yeah,
it's just
and the
like
older
any
you
life.
get, the slower the growth.
Progress of the growth
Yeah,
is.
that's
Okay.
what I think.
In your calculations, in your observations, how old would this tree be now?
Several hundreds of years is what I would estimate. Maybe
Wow.
500 years.
Gosh. And it stood here for all those years
Yeah.
until the beetles come and finish
Yep.
it all off in
Yep.
less than what?
Couple of years.
Couple of years.
Yeah.
And that's only because of the introduction from us, isn't it?
Well, the beetles,
Very
yeah.
much.
The partly was the combination of unsatisfactory forest management combined with the drought.
Drought.
Those two factors is what allowed the beetles to get out of control
Wow.
and cause the large damage they did across California.
Absolutely, and pretty much all the way up running to the.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And
Yeah.
this is what I'm trying to sort of. Nobody pays enough attention to this kind of details, and thank you for your gentle explanation as to
Sure,
why.
you're welcome.
Because I was concluding something completely different on there when I first saw it, and I could smell the scent of that tree.